Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Boulder Canyon here in Farming Simulator 19. We have got this patch of trees here to cut down, and then that is all of the trees cut down for our next field, and we'd be able to start working on that. I'm going to be picking up some of this, and we're going to be doing some other stuff. I don't think I'm going to try and cut them all down, but I did want to remove just a few of them, get them out of the way so that we can get through this passageway up through here just a little bit more easily. And also, you know, the more trees that we remove, the better. I think it's going to help. And the money is going to help as well. So we'll just clean this one off a minute, like that. Right, this is always the bit that never quite cleans up. Oh, there we go. Never quite cleans up as he cleans it off absolutely perfectly. So we'll take that one off of there and one off of, about there, I think. Like that. And yeah, I reckon that we take out this little one right here, and then there's a couple of others, and we'll leave the rest and we'll come back and do those later on. Maybe if we just clear a couple loads first, and then we can go back to working on those. There are things that I want to get. I've actually got. I went and installed the other mob that I wanted to look at. So that's one thing I want to look at for a house, because I said that we need a house. We definitely need a house, because the house that we've got is not really up to scratch, is it? You know, we got a little tent. So I've made sure I've got that one. Another thing is the last tree that I cut down. I was doing it just at the end of the last episode, just about to start cutting. I thought, you know what, I'll just cut through this one. I know I'm supposed to show everything, but just once, I'm just going to cut one tree down. Turned out to be one of those awkward trees that has most of it actually missing. I've no idea how those trees have come to be, but like most of the tree doesn't seem to exist. It's just nothing. Like the actual tree itself doesn't exist. You've got an image of the tree, but you don't have the actual tree in the game. And I have no idea how that works, but I had one of those, so I've got a little bit of that tree just kind of stuck off somewhere. And what I'm thinking is we'll dump that up on top of the load, because the autoloader won't pick that one up. I don't know if it will not pick up any of it. Chop that one through there, and it was this tree here, I think. If we take that one down, another one going. So actually, I'm going to do that one this way, because it'll fall that way. Then we'll take that one off. Then we'll walk back, and we will go and get the auto-load trailer, and we will bring that one up, and we'll see if we can auto-load ourselves a few bits of timber. Let me just trot along this one like this. There we go. And right, job done. Okay, I just need to cut this one up now. There. Last thing I want is to accidentally cut the wrong bit. There, we cut that one through. And now all we got to do is run down through here. We'll gather up a load of these, and then we can start having a look at some other. Ooh, I just want to show you this one in here. It's under farmhouses, I think. And that one. It's 25,000. It should be on dollars, not euros. So if we go out and we go to here, not pounds, dollars. There. Right. Yeah, it's this house right here. This one here. So that's $180,000. That one there is definitely an improvement on the tent. So I'm thinking that we'll get that one, but we'll get the hired help first. If we get that first and we set them up with some lodgings, then we can set ourselves up with some lodgings, and then later on when we get a bit more money available, we could see about tearing down the old caravan and building a house, because this isn't unheard of to do it like this, right? You have a tent that you live in while you get something a little bit bigger, a little bit better set up, and then once you've got that bigger set up and that bit's done, then obviously you can use that to then start building the next bit of the property, and so on and so forth. So it keeps sort of building up and improving over time. So yes, we've only got a little tent, but very soon we're going to be able to advance towards sleeping in a caravan. And then, hopefully, before too many years, hopefully before too much time has passed, we will progress from sleeping in a caravan to sleeping in our very own house. And that's going to be the absolutely glorious, wonderful bit, is being able to sleep in our very own house. Very much looking forward to doing that. Now, let's get some timber loaded up, and wait a minute. Look there, I've just gone to 30 times speed. I actually remembered to do it. I know. Mind blown, ladies and gentlemen. Mind blown. So I press B to start loading. I've already pressed O to change the default load side from the left hand to the right hand side. Everything is going according to plan, and I'm actually doing it properly as well. Just to make a change. We come along the top here for a minute. I need to get that log there. Hopefully, we can pull through this. It's going to let me pick it up. There we go. Right, we got that one. And the next one. I'll probably get several of these now as we go along here. But the one that I'm most interested in is the one that I cut down after I finished recording yesterday's episode. And that is the one that is not a full tree. The bit up here, I'm not quite so worried about. I'm pretty certain that will actually load. It's the bit that's left. I'm kind of thinking, I wish that I hadn't taken it apart. Oh, I didn't expect that. We left that too long. I may have just forgotten to set it right. Right, I'm going to turn the loading off a minute. And then I'm going to come over here, and you can see the bit of the log over there, I think. There's the tree. The actual full piece of tree. There's the piece of log down there. Now, we've got a lot of weight on this tree. We bring it to about there, like that. Get loading again, so we've got that log. That one's gone up. And then I'm hoping that one will jump up in, because, yeah, that one has jumped up in. It's mainly because it's too heavy to pick up. And then we got this. This little bit right here. And that one, I'm going to just drop that. Right there like that. So we've got the tree stuck out the back. Same old story, we've done this before. So there we go, we've got that's all stuck out the back. And that one is not going to be affected. But I'm hoping that with the strap over the front there, that's actually going to hold on to it. It's going to allow us to sell it. So we'll bring things on around here. We've got that huge great tree stuck out there. Really does look quite ridiculous, that does. And bring this in through here. The other thing that I'm curious about, that we haven't actually, have we tried it? I don't know if I've tried it or not. Is that log over there? I know that there are some logs that we can load. But I don't know if we can load that one. There's one there. By those stumps. Now, the other ones that are default in the game, you can actually load them. If I take the straps off there a minute and I turn that on, are we going to pick up that one? No, it doesn't pick that one up. Okay, well, we turn that off when we do that. And am I going to get out of here? Yeah. Because we got, yeah, that one. I will eventually, I'm hoping, come and be able to pick that one up. I do think about it every now and then. Especially when I come through here with, well, I go near here with a loader. Generally, though, it's when I look at it. I look at it and I think, you know what? We ought to bring the loader up here. And we ought to grab that log right there. We can't do anything about the stumps because we don't own the land. And if you don't own the land, you can't touch the tree stumps. But we can come through and we can pick up the actual log itself. So that might work. That might work. We could come and do that. Now, how much are we going to get? We're definitely not going to get $32,000 from this, which is how much we need to be able to pay off our debt and then have enough to be able to buy the housing for the workers. Housing for the workers is the first thing I want to get. That's my top priority. After I've gotten housing for the workers, then we can start thinking about either housing for us or housing or something else. We've got sheep. How's our sheep doing? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want to press escape over here, and we'll have a look at our sheep. We've got 217 litres of wool, cleanliness on 61%. We could do with giving them some water, and we could do with giving them some more grass. I'm not going to give them grass yet. I'm going to let the grass deteriorate down a little bit. We do have grass there that we can pick up, and we can put water in. But I want to get more sheep before then anyway. So if I take that off of there, and then I come over here, and we sell $16,000. Right, but that's only the first load. We've got more loads to go, and I've had that on 30 times speed the entire time, which I'm not supposed to do. Right, I start it up, and then I forget to stop it, so we can leave this one on the normal 5 times speed now just for this next load, and then after that, we do need to remember to change it back over again. I know, I'm never actually going to get this right, am I? I am never actually going to get this with the right setting at the right time. I think I'm doing a reasonable job of, like, making up for the bits where I forget and correcting it where I'm supposed to and things like that. Reasonable. I think that, you know, I think I can claim to reasonable right there. Let me head up through here. Zoom back out again a little bit. And another, one more load. That should be enough that we can then set up the workers' housing. And I'll be very pleased to get the workers' housing set up, actually. I think that would be like a... It's really making some progress, and especially as the workers' housing is something that we're going to be using quite a bit. It's something that we're going to be very glad of. Well, I don't know about you lot, but I'm going to be very glad of it. My own personal playstyle, I like to use hired help. I like to use them a lot because it makes life a lot easier for me. And I noticed from a lot of comments I get on the time-lapse series, a lot of people don't like the idea of me using hired help a lot. And I don't understand that. The hired help is really, really good. I mean, yeah, it does cost a bit of money. But let's be honest, it doesn't actually cost that much money. Right? It does, yes, it costs a bit. But it doesn't actually cost all that much. Not in a grand scheme of things. Especially when you can sort of set things going. And hired help is generally a lot more efficient than I am. It's a lot better at doing the work than I am. By a very long way. It really is. So I'm more than happy to get hired help coming in, doing all the jobs, getting it all finished and done properly. Because it's a professional job, right? They've had training. They've had, we're getting people in with years of experience coming and doing these jobs. Whereas there's me just kind of rattling around in my old tractor, and I've barely been involved in farming for 10 years now. Like, it's more than 10 years since I've had a full-time job in farming. Actually, my last full-time job in farming would have been more like 15 years ago. So it's been quite a long time since I actually earned a living through agriculture. So I do feel that perhaps the hired help would be better at the job than me. And I've got no problem with that. I see no issue with allowing these people to come onto our property and earn a little bit of money. What's wrong with that? Quite frankly, I think some of you are being a little prejudiced by complaining about people getting jobs. They're just working hard trying to earn themselves a living, and all we get is a whole load of people saying they shouldn't be allowed it. It's not right. Why not? Why can't they have jobs? Why have I got to be selfish and keep these jobs? Anyway, right. Okay, well, we're not actually being selfish and keeping the jobs. We're trying to save ourselves some money. I do realise this, but I'm still allowed to jest and laugh and joke, aren't I? Well, I hope I am. Because if I'm not, I'm in trouble. I'm in serious trouble if I'm not allowed to do that. Right, we'll bring you on around here, and we will go racing up through this load. We've managed to load this fairly neat and tidy, so we may very well struggle to haul this one up. Now, because we left everything on 30 times speed for so long, there is some more timber up there, but I'm thinking that we'll leave that, and we'll go and cut down more trees before we try and shift any more of it, because there's... I don't think there's quite enough to do a full load, and we may it's kind of in between all the other branches and everything. It's just going to be easier if we go through and chop down the rest of the trees next. Excuse you. Bad case of wind over there. We bring that one over to there like that. We take this one off. So this one's quite tightly packed on this load. There we go. 19,000. Thank you very much. Put that one on there and bring that log down. And we sell that one as well. Another 700. 20 grand. 20 grand off of that load right there. So we will take this trailer back down. I'm going to park it over near the trees. I'm not going to park it right under the trees. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get on the blower and we're going to organize $25,000 to go out of our account to pay for some hired help. Which means that they will then be able to be used when it comes to doing our mowing and stuff once the grass has grown on the field. Then the next thing that we're going to buy is some... Actually, you know what? Rather than doing trees now, rather than going back to doing more trees, let's go and focus a little bit on the sheep, shall we? Because we do need to get these sheep done. We might be able to buy a few more. And the more sheep we have producing wool, the better. Because that's all going to add up to become income. I would like to remove that great big lump there on the side. And that's one thing. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to do. Let's stop you a minute. Now, we have to do this carefully. So, first up, we want miscellaneous and we want housing for the workers. It's not under miscellaneous. It'll be under decoration, wouldn't it? And there is housing for the workers with the farm trailer. Why can't I put it in here? Object collides with another object. Okay, so it's got like a big AoE thing going on it. You don't own this land. So I could put it up here somewhere, maybe in behind here. It's got some collision going on here somewhere. But I'm actually thinking over this side, into the base of there, sort of as much as we can. And we know that we will eventually have a field over here, but by putting some of this stuff out near the edge of this, I think we're going to be alright. I think that's not going to be a bad thing. So if I'll sort of bring that one over there. That way the workers aren't... I mean, they're next to the yard, but they're not going to... It shouldn't cause too much trouble, them being over there. Now, I can lift it up like that. That's up above the ground, or I can put it there and it'll sort of push it down into the ground a little bit, and yeah, it's going to deform the terrain a bit behind it, but I think that one's going to be alright. So we'll try that one there. Perfect. That is absolutely spot on perfect. Let's go and have a look. We've now got hired help. We're able to use hired help on the map. It's deformed down behind it over here. That is absolutely spot on as well. So you got that tree right behind it there, and we may very well end up just leaving some of these trees here behind it. Right, we've got the caravan here. Yes, there's a little bit of work needing doing on the roof, but overall it's doing all right. Now, we can't actually go into the house, which is a bit of a shame, but still, I'm sure it's fine. So there we've got 3 rooms for workers. We've got 3 workers are able to go into there. Our next purchase is going to be here. We're going to remove that tent. We'll probably have to remove the workshop as well, temporarily. Move that out the way. And then we'll be able to put down our new house as well. Just sort of go back into the trees a little bit further than this one. Give us a bit of space there. I think that's going to work out quite nicely. Right, what's next? Over this way. So we've got some wool on there, and of course, the thing with the sheep is they're 1,500 a piece. So they're definitely not cheap, buying sheep. We go into here. I could get some more of these. I can get 2 of them at the moment. I can get 2 more sheep. There. That's going to leave me with $139. But that's good. It is going to give us more sheep. More sheep is good. We'll do that. We'll go with it. And now if we have a look in here, We get another one in 92.5 hours. Productivity is 96%. We've got 2,000 litres at the moment for grass, and it doesn't look like we'll fit in a full bale in there. Water, we could put a bit in. Cleanliness is saying 69%. So we come around here, and look, you can see it's not overly clean there. So I think we will... I'm just thinking whether we should go... Yeah, we will go and clean it up, because 69% is going to lower the productivity a little bit. And we don't want to be lowering productivity at all, if we can help it. So we will unhitch that one right there a minute. And then I'm just going to move that one over. I'm going to lower that one down. It's a very big front weight that we got there. I am wondering if that might be a little bit excessive. The other thing I want to do is I do want to upgrade this tractor. I do want to get a slightly bigger tractor. And that is the thing that we were meant to do, wasn't it? I've got the pallet forks here. But one thing I was meant to do was I was meant to get a bucket back here. One of the trips, I was supposed to bring back a bucket, and I don't have a bucket. I've got no way of scooping up the grass. Actually, I do have a way of scooping up the grass. It's a slightly unorthodox way of scooping up the grass, but it will work, and we can do that. So I've actually got no qualms about going and doing that. It's a perfectly legitimate way of doing it. Sometimes you just got to do what you can do with the materials and the tools that you got to hand. So we will come over here like this. And yes, you guessed it, we're going to bale it up. We're going to take the baler and we're going to use that to gather up the grass that goes in front of the sheep. And then eventually, when we got a full bale from doing this, because you won't get much of this, we get maybe 20 litres, if that. Start that one up. And then you just run it along here. Like that. Bring it in fairly tight there. I don't know how much I got then, but it definitely wasn't very much. 1315. I didn't look and see what it was before I started. Didn't check it. Or I don't think I checked it. Trying to get that baler to just move the front of it over a bit. The tractor back round like... There we go. If I bring the tractor back round like that. There. And then go over. There we go. Right. Not very much on there at all. Really not very much on there at all. But I'll lift that one up. I've got the grass here. I'm just going to put the... I'm just going to drop the baler right there. And we won't worry about that one for a minute. So... Oh, and the other thing, we will just top the water up. As we're over here, we're going to top that water up. All I need to do is hitch into this one and then unload it. So I'll bring that round there. We could do with levelling the area out a little bit around these sheep, I think. That is one thing that we could do. I'm not going to do it right now, but I am thinking that might be something that we want to work on at some point. Right, you're done. And I will unhitch that one again. The other thing we need to do is we need to get our... we need to do a little bit of work with doing the road around here. When we do that, when we do the landscaping to do the road, I will also smooth this off a bit, because this is a little bit rough right here. Actually, no. Because this is not one of the base game maps, we're not going to have the extra foliage layer in there that will allow us to replant the grass on those areas. So I'm thinking that we'll leave the bit around the sheep pen as it is. You know, it's a little bit rough there, and we'll just leave it as it is. That can stay. That'll be just fine. No issues. Bring you into there and back round again. Hit you on. And we'll go back up towards those trees. I'm only going to park close to the trees. I'm not going to go right in under them. And I'm going to get the next lot of work done. We'll start on the next lot of chainsaws. The next lot of... well, chainsawing rather than chainsaws, I suppose. so that we can start removing the rest of those trees. Then we got to work our way over all of this land, slowly removing all of these stumps. Before we start on that particular job, I would like to upgrade our tractor. So let's have a look at these trees here. This one here I can fell this direction. Right, but we got a huge, great big one up over there. And that one, I don't want to drop that one on top of the tractor. Very conscious of the fact that if we drop it onto the tractor, it's going to cost us money. Because we did come up with... I can't remember what I said. I think if we drop a tree onto it, then, you know, we're essentially... Some people said that I should sell the machine and then go and buy it back to represent the rather high cost that would be involved with dropping a tree on it. My initial suggestion, which I think we will actually go with just to avoid too many complications, was I must immediately fast forward 24 hours to represent the amount of time it takes us to fix said vehicle. So I really don't want to drop any of these trees on top of my tractor, because I don't want to have to fast forward 24 hours and lose an overnight payment. This is all very expensive. Those overnight payments, they do add up. They add up rather a lot. There we go. We chop that one down, and... Okay, this one's going to have to be into 3 pieces, so we'll chop that one there. And then we'll come over here, and we'll chop that one right there like that. And then this tree over here, this one can go that way. Like that. There we go. And just clean that one up. And then we can drop the big one. And we'll drop the big one down towards this way. Because that big one, if we drop that towards the tractor, then it will land on it. And I really don't want to do that. Did I mention I don't want to drop something on the top of my tractor? I just don't think it's going to do it a lot of good. Honestly. You know, the more I think about it, the more I think it's a bad idea to drop something that big on top of my tractor. I think my tractor will grunt a little bit. Well, actually, it'll probably squeal in pain, along with have all the glass shatter. And neither of those seem to be a particularly good option as far as I'm concerned. So let's chop you right the way through. Down you go. One huge, great big tree there. There's another big tree over there. I'm going to cut down a couple of these. I'm going to cut that one down there. Fell that one down through. And then we can clean them off. Let's turn that one up there. And... Right. Now we run down through here and hope that we can clean everything off on this one. All the way through there. Keep going. Keep going. You know, it's amazing how fast you can clean off a tree, really. When you really get down to it, when you really get going with it, you can get through trees remarkably quickly. There we go. And one more bit up here. Right about there, I think. There we go. Now that's the first one done. Then I got this one over here. And then we've got 2 more over there. One big-ish one. I don't know if that's a full-size tree. Ah, look. Right, that one we won't cut. That one we won't do anything to. And I'm hoping that the autoload will pick that one up properly. Just pick it up exactly as it is, and then we won't have to worry about it. And just take it, it'll run it up to the yard. I don't think we're going to have time to actually do anything with it today, though. We'll have to be picking those up at the beginning of next week in our next episode. There we go. Which means in our next episode, we will also be able to get our own house. That's, you know, that is a very good thing. I do want to be able to move time forward a fair bit over the next week, so that we can start on the next round of baling and stuff and mowing. And I'm intending to use hired help to do a bit of this mowing in our next one. I think that's going to be quite cool. Being able to just set the hired help going and letting it do some of the work is going to be very nice. It's going to be... it's going to take less time as well. We might be able to set the hired help going with, like, do a couple rounds around the outside ourselves, like we would normally do, and then set the hired help going. And once that has done a few strips up and down the fields, then we can go along with the small tractor and the rake, and we can actually start rowing it up. If we can row up the fields, with, you know, just us doing it, while the hired help is busy doing the mowing. That'll work really well. Or we can do it the other way around as well. We can use the baler while we have the rake being used by the hired help on our small tractor. I don't know how well that's going to work though, especially down the bottom end where we've got that bit that I want to level off. Just go to here. Actually, that's going to be... We'll do that. I want to have a look and see if we could do that, because having that raised bit on the footpath there, it doesn't seem right. And I know that I'm not going to be doing a lot of leveling stuff with the... with the... Not the mod. I was going to say the leveling mod, but it's not a leveling mod. With the landscaping tools. Not going to be doing massive amounts of it, but there is like the odd bit that I want to do. And one of those odd bits that I want to do is over here. Terrain cannot be modified. I don't believe you. I want to do right over here. Look. If you press... Hang on. We've got to make that much smaller, like that. There. And I'm going to bring that round like this. There. Now, both mouse buttons together should reduce down the level of the height on that there. Right. So that's just all we've done is leveled that off. I don't want to do anything else. I just wanted to remove it back, dig into the base of that, because it was sticking up over here and it was really difficult to see. And that, to me, is not something that would have been realistic, right? Either it would have been a great big rock stuck out there, and then the track would have been over this way a bit more, or that would have been dug away. So I'm quite happy to do that. That cost us about $100. And then the next thing we're going to want is we're going to want to be able to put a track out here. But we've only got $20, so we can't do that at the moment. But anyway, we have run out of time for today's episode. So if you enjoyed the episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.